guys, it's Eleni Puhala here, your 2018 Miss Majorette of America. So earlier in the year, I filmed a video and released it in regards to my plans to collect pins from every single competition I attend as the Miss Majorette of America. So I'm here to give you guys an update on all of the pins I've collected throughout this year before I give up my title tomorrow at the big show. So let's get started. The first pin I'm going to talk about is my Miss America 2.0 pin. My first appearance as teenage Miss Majorette of America was actually attending the Miss America pageant in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And shockingly enough, I ran into some of my MMOA sisters there. I ran into our college Miss Majorette of America, Adeline Bimo, and our former Tiny Top Miss Majorette of America, Sadie O'Sullivan. She recently, actually about an hour ago, earlier this evening, gave up her title and crowned a new Little Miss Majorette of America. But I ran into them on the boardwalk at Atlantic City, and we had such an incredible time attending the pageant. This next pin I'm going to talk about is my Tennessee pin. Although that wasn't from a competition I attended, Tennessee is a place I hold close to my heart, so I felt it was needed to add it to my sash. And it's going to be such a monumental part of my life in the future. I wanted to commemorate it by adding it to the sash and everything. Now this next pin is a gold one that I collected while I was in Peru. I attended the Curling Ambassador trip to Peru with a bunch of other young ladies, and we spent 2 weeks there and had such an incredible time. All of the girls are actually going to be performing in my farewell with me tomorrow night, which I'm super, super excited about. But I truly had the experience of a lifetime while I was there. This next pin is a butterfly pin, which I collected at the Springtime Classic competition, which was also a pretty early competition in the year. So it was still one of my first appearances, and it was really exciting to get to host and everything, since it was such a new experience for me, never being a hostess as Miss Majorette of America before, having a bunch of new responsibilities. It was really, really cool to meet all of the girls and perform. I truly had an amazing time. Now, this next pin I'm going to talk about is this no-drop pin right here. I actually got it while I was here at AYOP from my coach Dale. On the very first day of competition, I competed in our Grand National Championship solo, where I had a no-drop. So, in honor of my no-drop performance, my coach Dale gave me a honorary no-drop pin. Now, this next pin down here is a pin that says, "Books turn muggles into wizards." Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. So, I attended the Battle of Mount Greylock competition earlier in December, I believe, of this past year, and it was Harry Potter themed. So all of the judges wore these cloaks, and there was a photo booth with like Harry Potter goggles, the scar, the scarves, everything. It was amazing. I loved it. I had so much fun. And fun fact, that competition is also where I clerked for the first time. So I got this #1 clerk pin from Jen Evie, who was actually the judge I clerked for. I received it in the mail from her a few weeks ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. I'm gonna add it to my sash. So those two are kind of tied together because they happened at the same competition. But moving on, this next pin is from the Carnival contest, which was, I believe, in Michigan, and I had an amazing time there. I got to reconnect with some of my friends from Peru who traveled there with me, and that was the first time I was able to see them since October, so it had been a long while, and it was great to be able to catch up with everyone there. This next pin is a heart-shaped pin. It says, "It's settled, I love you." And I got that when I hosted the Sweetheart Valentine competition in my home state of Maryland earlier this past year. It was actually in February, right around Valentine's Day. So, of course, who doesn't have sweethearts, like the little candies on Valentine's Day? So, of course, to represent the Sweetheart Classic, we were going to get a sweetheart-shaped pin. Now, the next one is pretty self-explanatory. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it says 2019 Twirlmania Championships. At the Twirlmania Championships, I was unable to compete in gold this year because I had won previously, and the rule is you have to take 2 years off. But I got the opportunity to perform again with the Fab Five from the year that I won. And that was an incredible experience. And I also got to do a couple of hostess activities and help behind the scenes with everything, so that was pretty cool. I also got to perform in the spectacular night parade or light parade. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but I got the opportunity to perform in that with some of my other best friends in the twirling world, so that was an incredible experience. We got to lead the parade through Main Street of Magic Kingdom, and to see everybody in the crowd, familiar faces I've never met before, and to see all the young kids like looking up and watching us in amazement was incredible. And I would highly recommend, if you attend Twirlmania, it's one of my favorite competitions of the year, and they do the night parade yearly, so try your best to attend. There's a tape they send out. You can learn the routine in advance. It's so much fun. So, must do. Highly recommend it. Okay, so let's get going. This pin right here is actually the Ohio State pin. Okay, so this is for Great Lakes Regionals Championships. I was unable to find a pin that represented like the Great Lakes region, so it was held in Ohio, so closest thing I could find was a Ohio State pin. And there I actually got to reconnect with Kylie, who's one of my best friends. She will also be performing in my farewell tomorrow. But had so much fun there. Sadly, some of my MMOA sisters were unable to travel that far to that competition, so I was sadly by myself. But I got to reconnect with some of my friends who do live far away, and I got to see all of them, so that was amazing. Okay, so we're getting to the end. There's only a few left, but this next one is a Georgia State pin. It says Georgia, the Peach State, with a little peach on it. And this was actually from when I attended a twirling clinic and taught in Waycross, Georgia with Excite Twirlers. I've connected with them and collaborated with them so much. I had the honor of choreographing a bunch of their individual routines, and I recently got to see them at USTA Nationals, and that was also one of my very first things as Miss Majorette of America. So they invited me to attend and teach and choreograph, and I had so much fun catching up with all the little kids and hanging out with, of course, the older twirlers as well, making some friendships and, of course, having fun. Okay, so we only have a few left. This last one is a Maryland crab pin, and it has the Maryland flag in the crab, which is pretty cool. I personally love our state flag. It is, I think, so unique and so incredible. I absolutely love it. Sadly, I'm moving to Tennessee, but not sadly. I'm super, super excited about going to Tennessee, but I'm bummed I won't be repping this flag anymore. But I got this pin from hosting the Maryland State Baton Twirling Championships and the Miss Majorette of Maryland pageant competition. What better way to represent Maryland than, of course, a crab and the flag, the two most known things for Maryland. So I, of course, found the closest thing to both of them, which is actually perfect. It's a crab with the flag inside, so it was a perfect description of Maryland. I got this pin. If you could read it, I don't think you can on camera, but if you could read it, it says the Mid-Atlantic Regional Championships, which is actually the region I'm from. So many years I've competed in the Mid-Atlantic Regional Championships pageant and competition and everything. So being able to host that competition this year was, of course, very different because I'm so used to competing in pageant and competing in literally everything. But this year I got to take the first day almost completely off because the first day is only pageant. So I got to relax, warm up all of my little babies, put them on the floor, wish them luck, and really just be a support system for them. And I was able to help out behind the scenes there as well with clerking a little bit, score sheets, making sure everything was in order and running smoothly. Now this last one seems pretty broad, right? Everybody's like, what's that for? Nobody can kind of put it together. But this one's actually from the Congressional Cup Tournament. I'm actually the reigning Congressional Cup champion as well, so I'm super duper excited about that. But, of course, Maryland, the United States of America flag to represent the Congressional Cup Championships. Now, this last pin, almost last, we have a few more. This last pin, almost last, once again, sorry. This pin is the Holly Jolly pin, which I got from attending a competition in Massachusetts, which was actually the same weekend as the Books Turn Muggles into Wizards. So I attended the Holly Jolly on Saturday, where I hosted with a bunch of my MMOA sisters. And then on the following day, Sunday, I then went to the Battle of Mount Greylock competition. But at the Holly Jolly, we had so many of our MMOA sisters there. It was great to host a competition with so many of my reigning sister queens. Now, this last pin is pretty big, but if you can read it, it says the Northeast Regional Championships, and that was a pretty recent competition I hosted, also in Massachusetts, but this was a super fun one. They have so many activities for us sister queens to participate in. There's a autograph booth where we just get to sit throughout the competition. They have this backdrop where you can take a bunch of pictures. They actually had me but watch all of these teams, and I got to choose a winner for a special award that is awarded in their region, which I think was super cool, and I had such an incredible time doing that. I absolutely loved getting to watch all of the teams, and I think it's so cool that they offer that type of award. Now, lastly, this teal pin is something that I hold super close to my heart. It's the anti-bullying pin, and of course I had to include it on this because it means so much to me, but I'm a huge advocate for being kind to one another, and my motto is be a buddy, not a bully, as well as words can hurt or heal. What kind did you use today? Encouraging others to think before they speak. Treat others as you would want to be treated. So it's really important to me to be kind to others and lead by example. Now, of course, we just have our crown and the year, but that covers all of the pins on my current 2018 Miss Majorette of America sash. I just wanted to tune in and give you guys an update, but sadly tomorrow I will be taking this off and passing it down to the next young lady who gets to experience the dream of a lifetime. Now, my one piece of advice for you, whoever you are and whoever's lucky enough to get crowned, is to take in every single moment, because I promise you, this year will fly faster than you want it to. So soak in everything.